Hello. In this video, I want to talk about this ceiling light that has failed. Specifically, why did it fail? And typically, there are two main reasons why ceiling lights like this fails. And one of them is the LED driver, and the other is that if one of the LEDs have burned out, then none of the LEDs will receive any power from the driver, even though the driver is working properly. And that is because the wiring is such that all the LEDs are connected in series. And so therefore when one LED fails, for example, if this one had failed, then none of the LEDs will get any current passing through it because the LED would be blocking the current completely. So one of the ways to revive the LED light is to either replace the faulty LED if it is the LED, or to short out the connections at the faulty LED. That is assuming if the LED is spoiled. But if the driver is spoiled, then the only way is simply to find another driver of a similar specifications. This is a constant current LED driver at 150 milliampere. So this is the important specification that you got to take note of when buying a replacement driver, because what this does is that it will actively adjust the output voltage until such that only 150 milliamperes is coming out from the wires here. So it is quite a clever design, because it also allows a variety of combinations of LEDs to run on the same driver. So for example, if this is a 20 LED lamp, then it can also power other LED lamps that have different number of LEDs. So that's the neat thing about this sort of drivers. But in this case, I have already identified that one of the LEDs have failed, and if you can see this LED looks like it's burned out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to test whether the driver is working by shorting out the two contacts here. So what essentially it does is to bridge the connections between here and here, and hopefully allow electricity to flow again to the two remaining panels of LED, and that would prove that the driver is working. And once I prove that, then it is very likely that this is the only failure, and I can simply bridge the connections between the left and right side of the LED in order to get this entire set working again. And there is an advantage of doing this, because as I bridge out the contacts for this LED, it also lowers the power dissipation of the entire LED panel, which also means that the driver can work less hard, and this panel will also produce less heat, and this can also lengthen the lifespan of this entire setup. And without further ado, let's try and see whether the LED driver is working. Before I continue to work on this, maybe I should show you that it is indeed not working, and I've already connected it to the mains, and let's see. So nothing at all, no lights, nothing. And let's switch it off. So let's remove this. Try again. And now you see it turns on. So this means that the only part that is restricting electricity from flowing is that panel from here, which is this one. So likely it is this LED that has broken. So let's switch off the electricity again, and let's work on this LED. So here I'm trying to apply some flux so that it is easier to remove the solder from the LED, but unfortunately, as you will see soon enough, it is just not enough heat to remove the LED this way, because the aluminum PCB is so heat absorbent that it is not allowing the solder to melt easily. So if you find yourself in this situation, then one of the alternative method is to snip off the LED and proceed from there. With the faulty LED removed, now we can bridge the two contacts using solder. So it is not the best work, but I think it should hold. And now what I would like to do is to clean up the flux residue using isopropyl alcohol. And now that we are almost done, let's replace the panel and see if it works. At this point, it works only when I push it down, because it is still not very secure and I need to glue it. So we have one LED that is missing, but other than that, it is still very bright and it works. So just to show you that you don't actually have to keep pressing it down, just to let it work. As long as it is fixed onto the ceiling, it will be in this orientation. So naturally it'll be touching all the contact points all around. And so let's give it a try again, and it works. So that's all to it. Thank you for watching.